Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for being here. We are going to dive right into this masterclass called In Overflow: How to Create Conscious Wealth in the Online Space, Build a Legacy for Your Family, and Create a Life of Thriving rather than simply surviving. That sounds so good, right? So let's unpack this. How do we create conscious wealth? We build a personal brand around who we are so that we actually get paid to be ourselves. And I'm going to unpack that a little bit more for you as well, because when I first heard that, I was like, what does that even mean? Then we get to partner with a high ticket product that is good for the earth and all of its creatures. And we want this high ticket product, this company that we affiliate or align with, to have a compensation model that is just as amazing as the products themselves, that allows us to create legacy wealth for our families. And then joining a supportive business community so that you can actually grow fast. So, and I speak to this last piece because I have been an entrepreneur for my entire adult life. And I'm going to quickly introduce myself just in case you don't know me. My name is Jess Bellafato, and I am currently coming to you live. It is the last day of September 2025, and I have some incredible stuff to talk to you about that is coming up in the month of October as well. But I have been an entrepreneur for my entire adult life for 32 years. I'm a 52-year-old mama of three, and I've been a yoga teacher, a yoga studio owner, a paddleboard instructor, a doula, owning multiple businesses, wearing many different hats for my whole life. And it was about 10 years ago that I had just had my third child. And I was starting to look down the track of the second half of my life as a yoga teacher, as a small business owner in a seasonal resort community on the eastern tip of Long Island in the state of New York, in a sort of exclusive, wealthy community called the Hamptons. Maybe you've heard of it. And I was like, well, this is not really super sustainable. Like, what am I going to do when I'm, 60 and 65 and 70 and 75? Am I just going to continue going into the multi-million dollar homes teaching private yoga? And how am I going to drive my trailer, take people on the water, right? All of these things. So I joined a low ticket network marketing company selling essential oils, and there was like this dangling carrot promising me freedom, time freedom, financial freedom, location freedom. And I was like, oh, this sounds so good. Like, I had to try something, right? So I did that for 4.5 years, and I sacrificed my health, my family, tons and tons of money that I threw into that business. And after 4.5 years, I finally threw in the towel and just quit, because I was like, this does not work. And from the outside looking in, it appeared as if it was working. I was hitting the ranks. I was winning the incentive trips. I was the top enroller. I was, doing all these things. I went to Hawaii. I went to Puerto Vallarta. I went out to Oregon to see where the chamomile is grown. And these were all trips that I had won because I was doing okay in the business, but I had never earned more than $2,500 a month in that business. You might look at $2,500 a month and you might be like, well, that's not too bad. That's pretty decent. Like, I make that in my part time job, or I make that in my full time job, or whatever, right? But for me, and probably for you too, if you're watching this masterclass, I was looking for life changing income. I wanted more than just the side hustle income. I truly wanted life changing income. I wanted to be to set up full freedom, full choice, and all of what came along with that. It wasn't about the money, it was about the choice and the freedom. And I think we can all agree that for a lot of us, it's not like, well, what can the money do? It's like, what can the choice, what can the freedom do? So that's a little bit of my story. So after that 4.5 years, I then found this business, which I'm talking to you about right now. And my life has never looked the same. That is a photo of me in Nicaragua, where I lived for 3 years thanks to this business. We lived in the jungle of Nicaragua. I spent my days surfing and walking my dogs. My youngest daughter attended an international day school there. And this was all thanks in part to this, in full, to this business. And what I will say, I'm back in on the eastern tip of Long Island now because I was missing home, and I was able to keep my home here and also do that there. So what we have here is truly life changing. And let's dive in more to this idea of personal branding. So I still don't have a large following. I'm not like a huge influencer on Instagram. I don't use TikTok. I don't like TikTok. Um, I had some, a couple thousand friends on Facebook when I started. But if you have one of these, right, there are 5 billion users on these platforms every single day. And if you have one follower on this platform, on any of these platforms, you already have a personal brand and you're already on social media, right? So a personal brand is simply you. It's not, this has nothing to do with branding, right? Or beautiful colors or fonts or a logo. Your personal brand is you, and it's recession proof. And it is the one thing that no one can ever take away from you. Now, 90% of people are on their phones all day long consuming content, scrolling, right? But only 10% of people are actually creating an income online. And this is what we get to do. We get to leverage these free platforms and create an income online. Now, I know what you might be thinking right in this moment. You're thinking, I don't want to be on social media all the time. In fact, I was going to delete my social media accounts. And I always ask people, like, can you reframe this? If I taught you how to make $10,000 a month on Facebook and Instagram, or just on Facebook, or just on Instagram, would that change your mind about not wanting to spend time on these platforms? And if I also told you that you could build this business in the pockets of your time with 1 to 2 intentional hours a day, would that also change your mind? So experts like Kerwin Ray and Gary Vee are saying the way of the future is personal brands and the person behind the message, because people buy from people they know, they like, and they trust. The best time to start building a brand online was yesterday. The second best time is right now, today. So that's me on my paddleboard doing my headstand on the bay on a beautiful sunset a few years ago. So, social media gives us an opportunity to reach and serve people all over the world that want, need, and love what we offer. The great thing is that you actually don't need a large audience or a following, and you do not need to be on social media all day long to have a business that works for you. Some of the key skill sets to understand are to that we build a brand around who we are so that we literally get paid to be ourselves. And then we teach you, these are all learnable skills, I promise you. We teach you how to create magnetic content that attracts people to you so that you're not selling to friends and family, and different paid online strategies. And it all gets to be really aligned and really simple. We always say, like, this business is really, really simple and anybody can do it, but not everybody will. So let's look at why direct sales. With direct sales, we get to avoid expensive overhead. We get to reduce advertising costs. We have the flexibility to run our business when we want, how we want, in the pockets of time that we want, certain hours of the day. Personal growth. So when you're an entrepreneur, and I really do feel as an entrepreneur that this applies anywhere. It's not just direct sales, but as an entrepreneur, as a business owner, right? You have to have a certain level of, there's a certain amount of personal development that goes along with this. We need to elevate our mindset. We need to believe in ourselves. We need to believe that we are worthy to receive, which is so beautiful, right? Because then we get to do this inner work that then is our business gets to be a direct reflection of how much inner work we've done, right? Like the amount of money that we're earning is a direct reflection of how much we've allowed to, that we feel we are worthy to receive, as Dr. Joe Dispenza says. Community and support. So as an entrepreneur for 32 years, I was like the one woman show. I did everything myself. I wore all the hats. If I needed something done and I couldn't do it myself, I had to pay somebody. I had to outsource it. Here we have tons and tons of free resources that we literally hand to you, that I hand to you when you join me in business. And then major tax benefits. So your investment to come into the business is a write-off. Your Zoom account is a write-off. Your Canva account is a write-off. Your social media is a write-off. Your phone bill is a write-off. Your gas is a write-off. Like everything becomes a write-off when you have a home-based business. So all you need to do, let's talk about the product that we chose to align with to create this beautiful conscious wealth, and then all the other things that go along with that. So all that you need to do to become a lifetime affiliate of this incredible company is purchase a product and experience the water for yourself and the other products. So Three of our core products are right here. The K8 is our flagship ionizer. Now, this is not a filter, although it does have a filter inside of it, but this is our flagship ionizer. This takes your tap water through a process of electrolysis. It runs up and over medical grade platinum dipped titanium plates and alkalizes the water. When the water comes over those plates, it splits it into and so you have water coming out of a bottom hose or what we call a waste hose, although that water is not, it does not actually need to go to waste. You can use it for various purposes. And then your top hose is your higher pH alkalized water. The superpower of this water is actually not the pH, it is the molecular hydrogen. And if you go to Google Scholar or PubMed and you type in electrolyzed reduced water on PubMed or Google Scholar or hydrogen water or H2 water, you will see thousands, not thousands, 1400 I think at the time of this recording, peer-reviewed clinical studies on the beneficial effects of ERW water. This machine is taking water that is naturally occurring in nature, but there's actually only 7 places in the world where this is happening. Nordenau, France, a place in Germany, one area in Mexico, where the water is running over rocks and getting mineral rich and alive and living and structured hydrogen. Hydrogen, molecular hydrogen, is a gas. So you cannot bottle and sell this water. People try and they try, and it's a little bit of a marketing scam. But even like your Essentia is not living, structured, alkalized, hydrogen rich water. Maybe it was at the time of bottling, but it's not anymore. So, molecular hydrogen has been shown now. It's called the God molecule, and it is the smallest molecule in the universe. And it is because of how small it is able to penetrate the blood-brain barrier and penetrate the cell membrane. And molecular hydrogen is a powerful selective antioxidant, scavenging free radicals, the bad guys, from the body, selectively so. It's absolutely incredible. We have webinars that teach you more about just the water itself. Okay. So I'm not going to go any further than that in the moment. Actually, I will. One more thing I will say, different pH levels so that you can literally replace 90% of cleaners and household products in your home, everything from hair conditioner to laundry detergent to bleach to facial toner to glass cleaner with this water. Next, we have the Anespa. This is your mineral-rich shower and bath system, and it turns your shower and bath water. It removes 100% of chlorine. Our skin is our largest organ. What we shower and bathe in is really important and too often overlooked. I have so many testimonials about people that have had skin issues, and myself included, eczema, psoriasis, and a couple of weeks showering in the Anespa, gone, cleared, never again come back. So that is your shower and bath system. And then we have the Ukon turmeric. This is grown and harvested in Okinawa, Japan with Kangen water. And it is a very, very high quality turmeric supplement. Most of you know turmeric is anti-inflammatory. It comes in tea, soap, and capsule form, depending on where you are in the world. So you get to purchase one or more of these products and experience all of the benefits of these products yourself. And with that, you get lifetime global distribution rights for life. This business never leaves you. It is always here. Now we're going to dive into the numbers because we say once you see these numbers, you cannot unsee them. So we have a patented 8-point commission system, 8 slices of a pie that get paid out to distributors. One slice of commission is equal with the K8, with this particular product, $351. With the Anespa that I just showed you, $195. It's a lower price point product, so the commission is a little bit lower. Now, we have a promotion this month that is absolutely blowing my mind, and we will never see it again. So if you are watching this recording in the month of October, you need to reach out to me and get yourself started, because what I'm going to show you right now is the usual way that the commission works. Every single person starts out as a 1A agent in a 1A in their 1A franchise lane in this business. They make two sales, two direct sales, and they bump up to the level of 2A and they give themselves a promotion, and now they're receiving 2 points of commission. So right, 1.351, 2.702. On their 11th sale, they rank up to the level of 3A, receiving 3 points of commission, which is $1,053 on a K8. So we're seeing that here, right? Now, after 21 sales, they go to 4 points of commission, which is $1,404 on a single machine. After 51 sales, they go to 5 points or 5A, 1,755. And then after 101 sales, reaching the level of 6A, which is a big leadership rank, $2,106 is 6 points of commission. Now, we said that this is a direct sales business, and it is, but we also receive income on indirect sales. So let me show you this quickly. If there you are at the top, right? And you made a sale to a woman by the name of Kim. And she goes into your 1A franchise lane because you just started the business, you're brand new, and you put her into your 1A franchise lane because that's the only place that you can put her. So you put her into that 1A franchise lane and you earn $351 off of her sale. Then Carol comes into your business, and Carol is also in your 1A franchise lane because remember, you need 2 1A sales to give yourself a promotion to 2 commission points. Now, Kim just loved the water, but Carol is interested in the business, and Carol turns around and she makes 5 sales. Carol earns 351 off her first sale, 351 off her second sale, and then she earns 702 off the next 3 because she gave herself a promotion and ranked up to the level of 2A. Because Carol is in your 1A franchise lane, you earn 351 times 5, right? So you're seeing that on the bottom left. Now, you are a 2A officially, and you get to bring in a woman by the name of Juliana. And Juliana also is interested in the business, so she makes all these sales and she earns 351, 702, 5 more times, right? And she makes all this money. Because Juliana is in your 2-point franchise lane, you actually make $702 for every machine she sells. Super exciting. Then you are a 3A because you have more than 11 sales in your organization, direct and indirect. You didn't have to make all 11 yourself, right? Juliana made sales, Carol made sales. They all helped you get to the level of 3A. You sell a machine to Brenna, and because she's in your 3A franchise lane, you make $1,053. Brenna also wants to do the business because everybody loves this business, and she turns around and she sells all of these machines. And those show her earnings. And then this slide shows your earnings because she is in your 3A franchise lane. You earn $1,053 all of those times. It is incredible. So you've only made $2,500 off of your directs, but you've made $1,500 off of your indirects. And so on and so on and so on, right? So basically, to simplify this, as your organization grows and you unlock new franchise lanes, you open up new franchise lanes, that is the amount of points you accrue, you earn in your business, direct and indirect. Okay? 5A, 6A. Okay? So, you might be thinking, why are these commissions so high? There must be something wrong. How does the company pay out this much commission, et cetera, et cetera? Indirect sales, because we are bypassing the middlemen, the advertising, the marketing, the big box stores, right? All of this stuff. Our company is actually able to pay out 65% commissions. And when you look at the average markups in different industries, clothing 100 to 350%, pharmaceuticals 1,000%, your Apple iPhone 280% in a markup. So we are very, very minimal compared to this. And then this idea again of direct sales, what Enagic, what this beautiful company refers to as human-based marketing for the people, by the people. Would you rather pay ABC, CBS, Amazon, Costco, whatever, like Walmart, or would you rather pay people, women, mamas, families, men that are supporting their families with yeah, would you rather reward or would you rather pay normal people that are making an honest living by referring products and educating and sharing these things that they believe in? So that's a great question. And then it comes up like, well, what, like who does this? Like who can actually do this? And it's like anybody can do this. And this business can be as abundant as you want it to be. It is truly has been the best business decision in my 32 years as an entrepreneur, the best business decision of my life. So there's me at the top. I've been a yoga teacher, a small business owner, no sales background, no marketing background, no social media background, no tech background at all. And I've had a 40K month in my business. I recently just celebrated a 32K month this past month. And then we have Saber, who's under the age of, she's like 25 years old, and she's an artist and a creative. She was living in a van. She was making jewelry. She was going to like all these like festivals, like yoga festivals and music festivals. She had a $35,000 a week, right? Like you go to the young people and you're like, okay, they've got the social media, they've got the tech skills, right? Sometimes I think like my son, my 23-year-old son, I'm like, you have to do this business because you'd be so good at it. And then Heather was an engineer in Boston, and she was burnt out and absolutely miserable. And she and her husband moved to the mountains of Costa Rica, and she had a $10,000 a week. And Shannara is a New Zealand based mama who was working a corporate job for like $25,000 a year. She had a $100,000 month. Then we have Magdalena, another yoga instructor who shares her love of the business from the beaches of Bali. And she had a 19K month. Christy is one of my mentors, and she is one of the top leaders since her humble beginnings in 2017. She made $1 million in 2 years, and now she makes multiple millions per year. And then Biba and Louise, they've both had big months, big days, and I want to keep this going for you. So I want to talk to you. There are different ways to come into this business. And this month in particular is one of the most powerful times to come in. And this is why. So, with the purchase of a single product, you get global distribution rights for life. And we haven't talked about the cost of these products or the investment into these products. They are going to range from 3,000 to 6,000 on average, depending on how you start. Now, that's for a single product. And then there are ways to come in with multiple products that are going to fast track your results a lot faster. Now, when you think about starting a business, and I'm like, stay with me here, right? Because I have a lot of people that find me on social media, they find me off of ads, and they're like, well, what does it cost to get started? What does it cost? I don't have any money. So, I'm not, if it costs anything, I'm not interested. And I want to be like, well, wait, right? Like we all can say that. I could have said that 4.5 years ago when I started. So many women and men that have joined me over the past 4.5 years could also say that when they started. But again, when you see the numbers and you see the potential of this business, and stick with me to the end when I talk about the legacy compensation aspect of this business, because you'll get your mind blown all over again. To start a business, any business, is there any business that you can start where you do not have to invest some money, some capital? Sometimes you get investors. Sometimes you take out a business loan. Sometimes you throw it down on a credit card. That's what I did when I opened my yoga studio. I owned a yoga studio for 18 years, and it cost me about $50,000. And I got a couple of investors. I had somebody loan me 5 grand. Somebody else loaned me 5 grand. I threw down about 20K on a credit card. I paid it off in a couple of months, right? So with starting a business, there is an investment. We need to move from an employee mindset to an entrepreneurial mindset. And then think about like, when was the last time you like financed a car, right? Like a $50,000, my Toyota RAV4 that I bought a couple years ago, it was like 50 grand. I put down about 10K. I'm still paying the thing off $700 a month, right? 3 years later. So again, like when was the last time you threw a family vacation, 10K down on a credit card to take your family on vacation for a week? So I'm just gonna say that and I'm gonna leave it at that. So purchasing multiple products fast tracks your business and experience the benefits of all of our products, right? Now, this is what is called the quad strategy, and this is the most powerful way to get started. And this month in October for this promotion, it is really the only way to get started. You can still get started in other ways, but I would not recommend doing anything else other than this because of what this is going to do for you. So you would purchase your first product from me or the person that invited you to watch this webinar, this masterclass. That would be your Nespa, your shower and bath system. And then you would turn around and you would purchase three more products from yourself. So they would count as direct sales to you. Your Nespa for a second bathroom, let's say, your K8 flagship water ionizer, and your turmeric Ukon supplement tea soap. Now, when you come in this way, you automatically earn back in commissions $856. Commissions to yourself, right? Now, the level of 6A, which I'll show you in a moment, is normally it would take you 101 sales to get to that level. But the way that we are suggesting you build the business, you come into the business this month, it would only take 25 quad sales to hit 6A. Okay. Now, once you've hit this level of 6A, you're on fire, right? You've achieved, and this could take you any amount of time. This could take you 6 months. People have done it in 2 months. People have done it in 1 year. It took me 18 months. It'll take one of my leaders 2 years. She'll be at the level of 6A. It took one of my other leaders only 10 months to hit the level of 6A. So there is no deranking or losing where you're at in this business. It is just cumulative. You just continue to grow. And it's one of the most beautiful things about this business is you're really on your own timeline. When you hit 6A, you get a $3,000 check as a gift from Enagic, but this is just the start. So one of the other beautiful things about this business is that you are allowed to own multiple positions in your business, which is amazing for a few ways. One of the reasons that it's so amazing is that it means that you are not reliant on anybody else for your own success and your own income. You could do this all by yourself without a single business partner. You could just make all of these sales could be direct. You'll make a ton of money and you have full control over your business. Right? So we teach you how to own multiple positions. So when you get to this level of 6A2, you have two other 6As in your organization, in your franchise lanes, right? You remember the franchise lanes? So you have two other 6As in two other franchise lanes, maybe in your 2A lane, maybe in your 4A lane, and you own those as well. So if you own the 6A and the 6A and the 6A2, the 6A2 receives a $6,000 bonus, and the 6A gets another 3K bonus, and the other 6A gets a 3K bonus, and that's all you. You are also unlocking at this level of 6A2 monthly and quarterly bonuses. Those could range anywhere from $200 a month to up to $10,000 a month in monthlies and quarterlies or more, depending on how large your organization is and how active your organization is. When you get to the level of 6A2-2, you get a $12,000 bonus, and then you will most likely be the 6A2 and the 6A2. So it's all you in the way that we teach you to build this business. So the 6A2 bonus is 6K, 6K, -2, 12K, $24,000 in bonuses, more monthly and quarterly. So now you're getting 3 monthly and quarterly bonuses every single month at this level. Now, this is where it gets really exciting. The first level of legacy, which is willable to your children in a trust, is 6A2-3. At this level, you get a 25K bonus and you unlock 5K a month for life, willable. Now, I've spoken to many legacy leaders. I'm almost there. I will be there soon, that say that this 5K is more in the range of 10K, 13K, 15K. It is higher than this. And then keep in mind, you will own the 682-2 positions that got you there. So you're triple dipping into bonuses, 682-4, 682-5, and beyond. I mean, look at this um, map, or this roadmap to absolutely incredible wealth, right? And I wish that I had been shown this business 10 years ago, 20 years ago. That's my only regret, is that I had not started sooner. This is a 51-year-old company, so I could have started it back when I was 20 years old, but I didn't know about it at the time. So all the way up to 682-8, which is an 800K bonus and 80K monthly for life. The 682-7 positions will most likely be yours, 40K and 40K. So you're looking at 160K per month for life. You're living pretty good at this stage of the game. Now, how we support you to grow. So when you join me in business, or when you join anyone within my organization, we give you tons and tons of support, and it is all free, in fact. So you get education on personal branding and marketing through social media. You get an education and marketing platform. The funnels and the funnels and the websites, that is an optional paid option, because it's your own software, and you'll have your own funnels and your own email marketing, and that is all optional. I just want to be upfront with that and transparent, that you will pay for that aspect of things, and it's very inexpensive, and it's a one-stop shop for running your entire business. You also get groups, classes, webinars, workshops, team trainings, one-to-one coaching, mentorships, a launch your business course, and in-person events and retreats. So, even though Enagic is the leading and longest established ionizer company, there is only 1% brand awareness worldwide. So, we are really on the cusp of something massive. This business has been called a sleeping giant. Only 1 out of 100 people has actually heard about Enagic, and there's only been about 2 million sales globally. So, we're really in an untapped but booming industry, because people are getting really turned on to the power of this water and the health. The two most Googled questions are, how can I get healthier, and how can I create more money for my family? So the last thing I want to just show you quickly, and I wonder if I can just pop it up. Yes, I can. Okay, awesome. Is for the month of October, when you come into the business with this strategy, this quad strategy, we have a fast track to 4 points of commission. So remember, I showed you these slices of the pie, right? And we said that it would take you 21 sales to get to 4 slices of commission, right? But in this promotion this month, that is unheard of, and I don't think we will ever see anything like this again, because our company does not really run promotions that often, because they don't need to. There's supply and demand, and they know what they have. They don't put the machines on sale. You will never see them on sale, anything like this. And this is not even like a sale. This is just a way, it's like they're just gifting new people, and even actually some new existing people, this incredible way to unlock 4 commission points on your very first sale. And what that looks like is, and just to give you some perspective, it took me 8 months to hit 4 commission points, and it took me 1 year to hit 5 commission points. And I was actually moving pretty fast compared to the average people in this industry, in this business. You can do this on your very first sale. Now, how do you do this? To go back to this quad strategy, you will purchase 1 product from your sponsor, person that invited you to watch this webinar, right? And then you will purchase 3 other products from yourself. Your Anespa, your second Anespa, will go into your 1A franchise lane, and you'll receive 1 point of commission, or 195. Your K8 will fill out your other 1A franchise lane, and you will receive 351 back on that. And then you are jumping over. Remember when I kept saying you gave yourself a promotion for 2 points of commission, but instead of 2 points, you're going to get 4 points. So you are bypassing your 2A franchise lane and you are going right into your 3A franchise lane. Gets a little confusing. Your 3A franchise lane with your UConn, which is its own ID, which you will then begin to build your organization under. So on your first sale, because your UConn is in your 3A franchise lane, try to stay with me, in your 3A franchise lane, your top ID, your main ID, will get 3 points, but your UConn is its own independent business ID. It's your own, its own independent business center. So your UConn is a little 1A and will get 1 point of commission. So you're getting 4 points. Now, stay with me a little bit more. You make another, so now you're getting 4 points, right? So you make a sale, you make 4 points. You make another sale, you make 4 points. What happens after 2 direct sales? Your UConn goes up to 2A. Now you are getting 5 commission points and you've only made 2 sales in your business. This is incredible. So 5 points on a single K8 would be 17 and change. But say you were selling quads. What does that look like? That looks like multiple thousands per sale. So that is what I have for you right now. I am so, so excited to speak to you further and to connect with you further. Your next steps, I have 2 more videos that will just explain basically what I explained a little bit. It's nice to hear it again. So you will hear those videos again. You will hear this information again. You will hear about the compensation plan and the different ways to get started. And then we will jump on Messenger or a phone call or a Zoom call, and I will support you in getting your financing and figuring out the best way for you to get started. We then, if you join me this month in October, you will get an exclusive one-to-one strategy call with me, a special onboarding call with me to get you started up and running right out of the gate. And we also have a mentorship that is worth over $7,000 that will take you also to launching and scaling your very own business in the health and wellness high ticket space. And your life will never be the same. So again, thank you for your time. I know it is our most precious resource. I truly hope that this information was valuable. Whatever you decide to do, thank you for being here. Stay connected to me, and I'll speak to you soon.